What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, guys, we are back with once again another Hot Toys Star Wars figure preview video, and today we are going to be doing the newly released Obi-Wan Kenobi, his Mandalorian armor from the Clone Wars. This, if I'm not mistaken, specifically from season 4, so just kind of like some insight on the character. So this version is from the episode where Duchess Satine, which obviously had a love interest with Obi-Wan, I believe she was captured by Darth Maul, right, and Mandalore, and Obi-Wan Kenobi pretty much wears this Mandalorian armor to kind of disguise himself and be able to rescue Satine, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I think Satine dies in this episode. Please correct me, guys, if I'm mistaken. I haven't watched the Clone Wars in a long time, but this is from that episode. To me, this is kind of a surprise. I do understand that right now we have a very special event for Star Wars, right, with all the Sith characters, but obviously Kenobi is not a Sith character, so that is where the surprise to me comes from. Now, there is his normal clones version that was just released to be shipped to all of us who purchased the guy. And by the way, I did purchase him, so I guess the timing is kind of like it matches, it makes sense. And with this figure, as you guys can see, he's already expected to ship now. I've actually seen videos from other collectors who already have the figure with them, but those would probably be collectors who are in Hong Kong or close to them. Me being in the United States, I expect this guy to be delivered a little bit later on, maybe in a couple of weeks and a couple of months. Now, sadly, and this is one of the things that I am going to complain to Hot Toys about, this is a Hot Toys exclusive. Unfortunately, there were only 2,000 figures released specifically with Sideshow. I know that other websites release their own as well, but this is a Hot Toys exclusive, and I do have a big issue with that. I do understand that at Hot Toys there are certain figures that they're going to do exclusive. I really don't have a problem with that, but to me the issue is the fact that a character like Obi-Wan, like, to me, I feel like he's too important of a character to make him limited, right? So to me, that's just an issue of mine. I'm not sure if you guys would agree with that. Feel free to let me know if you guys don't. But again, right now pretty much it says join waitlist. I will go ahead and include the link to Sideshow Collectibles in case you guys want to go ahead and join the waitlist. From time to time, Hot Toys might release a couple of more figures for a specific limited figures, so just in case you guys want to go ahead and join the waitlist, I will go ahead and include the link. But it wouldn't be a surprise to me at all if the guy is no longer available to be purchased. Now, me, I was lucky enough to get mine. So let's go ahead and get started with the actual review of the figure. So taking a look at the images, so once again, this guy has his Mandalorian armor. We do get two different head sculpts. We get, obviously, well, not head sculpts, right, but we get a helmet, and we do get the Kenobi face sculpt, which, if I'm not mistaken, it is the same head sculpt as his normal Clone Wars version, which again is being released right now to be shipped to all of us who purchased them. So I think it is the same head sculpt. I don't have an issue with that, honestly. It's from the same series, and so I really don't, it's not like they did a new Clone Wars season or something. Pretty much they're just going back in time and doing a figure from the past, so I really don't have an issue with them doing the same head sculpt. To me, it looks like Kenobi. Obviously, we're doing Ewan McGregor. His face sculpt kind of installed into the animated version of the character Obi-Wan. The hairstyle seems the same, so I think I can confidently say that this is the same exact head sculpt, so we don't get a new one. Now, what we do get new is his helmet. I believe this is a newly painted helmet for his Mandalorian version. And to me, the figure itself looks really, really good. I really like the suit and the armor. It looks absolutely amazing. I love the paint applications, the fact that some parts of it is kind of not painted well. I feel like that's the way the suit is supposed to feel. Obviously, the guy being in battle and things like that, it's going to make the paint, be a little bit off. So I'm glad that they did that. Has his jetpack as well. The belt accessories, already off to a bad start with this because it does seem to be pleather. You guys know how I feel about pleather, and I think all of us agree on pleather. Nobody likes pleather whatsoever, but unfortunately Hot Toys keeps using this with all of these figures. So sadly, the belt is made out of pleather. Well, just looking at the image, I might be mistaken once we actually get the figure, but other than that, everything else looks absolutely amazing. The armor and everything else, I really have no complaints, and I really love the helmet. Now the question is anybody gonna display this guy with the helmet? Because obviously the important part about this character is the fact that it it's Kenobi, right? It's Obi-Wan Kenobi and a Mandalorian armor, right? I feel like a lot of us are going to probably display him with the Obi-Wan head sculpt and probably carrying the Mandalorian helmet on his arm or something like that. But of course, all of us are going to have different opinions on that. Now, as far as weaponry, so if I can take a look at this image, so we are going to get two different lightsabers. So just like, for example, with Palpatine, who we just did a video on a couple of days ago, we get pretty much just one USB cable lightsaber and one with no USB cable, and then we just get two different lightsaber motions. So we get the normal one just standing still, and then the one where it seems like it's moving, right? So as I always mentioned before, to me the most important part about the lightsaber is that it turns on as brightly as possible. But I would like for Hot Toys to one of these days finally make a change and make a more natural kind of position type of lightsaber effect. I feel like we've gotten these for so long that I feel like at some point Hot Toys has to really upgrade on that, but that's just my personal opinion. And I believe we are going to get two of his pistols slash guns, so those will come on with the figure. As far as everything else, I really like the armory. I think the only pleather part that we get is the belt, but everything else matches very nicely. It looks really, really good. I would assume it's sculpted plastic, right? That's what I'm assuming based on the images that I'm looking at right now. So that is a good thing. And then right here, this part underneath the armor seems to be actual fabric, right? Again, we'll be able to tell better once we actually get the figure, but it does seem to be fabric on those initial images. Taking a look at more images, just clicking around again. To me, the figure is nice. I'm not gonna jump up and be too excited about it. Again, to me, the exciting part about it is that this is a very unique character. Again, this is the only episode where we get Kenobi in a Mandalorian armor. So to me, I feel like it's a very unique character. Just very unfortunate that they did a Hot Toys they did it limited for this guy. Now, these are my first thoughts on the actual head sculpt. The head sculpt itself. Again, I believe it is the same head sculpt as his normal Clone Wars version that was just released a couple of days ago. To me, the head sculpt is nice. I'm not sure what people think about Hot Toys using the actual actor himself, Ewan, to the animated version of the character. Obviously, they've done the same thing with Anakin, right? With his Clone Wars version. So I wonder what you guys think about that. Let me know in the comments. Sorry about that. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you guys like it, if you guys don't like it. Me personally, I do. I feel like we get the opportunity of seeing how the actual character or the actual actor would have looked in the Clone Wars. So that to me is always a very nice hypothetical. But to me, the head sculpt is nice. We do get rolling eyeballs, so that's amazing. I believe for both Clone Wars versions, and the hair sculpt is pretty nice. I feel like the hairstyle matches the way that it was in the Clone Wars. Maybe if it was a little bit more lifted up, I think that would have matched a little bit better. But that's just my personal opinion. The beard looks nice. Now, this is the part that a lot of people and a lot of us I've seen have like a controversial type of thought. So obviously there is another Kenobi coming up, and that's going to be from his own series, right? And this one is going to be played by Ewan McGregor. And I've heard a lot of complaints about his face sculpt, and especially about the lips. So I've heard comments say that this is a facial expression that Kenobi has. To me, I have an issue with the facial expression. It's not necessarily that Hot Toys is not doing a good head sculpt. It's, to me, the choice of the expression. To me, till this day, the best head sculpt that I've ever seen for any Kenobi figure is still Revenge of the Sith. The serious look that he has in that figure itself, to me, is still the best head sculpt that I've seen so far for Obi-Wan. And again, the ones that they've done for the Clone Wars, again, to me, they're not bad head sculpts. It's just that to me, the choice of the facial expression with the lips isn't really that good, in my personal opinion. I feel like maybe a serious look would have been better for the guy, just like with Revenge of the Sith. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I've heard a lot of opinions on this. Feel free to leave a comment below, letting me know what you guys think about it. Correct me if I'm wrong on some of these details. I do tend to miss a couple of things, so I do apologize if I do. But again, I feel like these videos are for us to, you know, give our opinions on them. So feel free to let me know what you guys think about the head sculpt or the figure in itself. As you guys know, these are prototypes only, but the thing is that the figure is already being released now, so I think this is pretty much the final product as well. So just clicking on more images. Again, as I mentioned before, I like the figure. It looks really good. I love the armor. This does seem to be fabric, right? So I think we're good to go on that. I don't think there's anything really that can really look damaged. The armor looks really nicely painted. Again, there are some kind of parts that are gray and some are red, and I think that matches the way that the armor was in the series. As I mentioned before, we get a couple of pistols as well, so that's good, and we do obviously get his lightsaber in the series. The last thing that I pretty much will comment is the base. The display base is pretty much the same base that we always get with the normal Star Wars flooring, the normal rectangular base with his nameplate, so nothing really too special about it. And of course the crotch grabber, which is always a must. I feel like Hot Toys pretty much just released this guy because again, it's a very unique version of him, as I mentioned before. So that's pretty much all that I have to say about him. Nothing too special about the figure, only that it's Kenobi and it is in a armor that we've never seen him before. Again, the face sculpt has rolling eyeballs, so that's pretty much everything that I can say. So that would pretty much be it for this video of Kenobi. So his Mandalorian armor from the Clone Wars. Again, the figure itself, the separate rolling eyeballs with the head sculpt, the helmet, the lightsabers, a couple of pistols, guns, his jetpack in the back of the suit, the normal display base, and a couple of sets of hands with different different motions and different displays, right? So again, this would pretty much be it for the video. Just want to, as always, thank you guys for the support. As I always like to mention, if it is the first time watching me, feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notifications bell so that way you're always up to date with any videos that I post on a daily basis. And if you guys love Hot Toys and love unboxing / preview videos, this is the place to follow. I try to stay as constant and update as many videos as I possibly can. For now, we're doing Kenobi. The next videos, I'm going to be talking about the newly released Mace Windu and also his Obi-Wan's normal Clone Wars version. Obviously, he was released as well. So we're going to talk about those figures in the next upcoming videos, kind of just give our initial thoughts. And then once we get the unboxing, we'll do the fully detailed review. But again, guys, thank you always for the support. This has been it for this Obi-Wan Kenobi Mandalorian armor figure preview. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I will see you next time.